Check this out.
Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey sports, life for the adult athlete. Yeah. Powered by the Beer League Players Association.
Better follow me.
Follow us, the BLPA, on every social media outlet. Follow the crew on Twitter at Nicker Jones.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Welcome to the greatest sports show in the world. Just switching it up a little bit. Good week, everybody. I hope everyone did have a good week. I had a great week. I'm here with my good friend, Jason. Jason, what's going on?
What up?
Jason's got internet problems tonight, but I wanted to go live simply for the pure fact that we tried to do the predictions before, but again, Jason had internet issues. I don't know what's going on with Jason's shiz, but I know, listen, I got that grade A prime 100% Canadian internet, and I got green bars all over the fucking place. And Jason's just down here in red, so I'm just gonna have to keep talking until Jason comes back. I think I can do that. I'm quite the linguist. If you just ask me, right? So basically, what we're gonna do something a little different. Usually we do a long episode, and it's an hour long, and it's all live. But we're gonna do it a little different today. We're gonna just do our predictions and our results, and then see, he just left. He straight up bailed out of here. But we're gonna do our predictions, because even though we couldn't do predictions because his internet wasn't working, we for sure still made our predictions before this, and so. And listen, I know people have a problem with me talking all the time, but listen, I started a podcast way back. 2015 was basically my coming out party for podcasting, that is. And I talked all the time. And so that's why I started it. So Jason will be back, I think. Let me check the text message just to see what he's saying. Keeps freezing. He's not sure why. He's restarting. So hopefully we'll get Jason back. But, I can talk. So, yep, you got it, Ross, there. That was the name of it, Beer League Talk. That was the podcast that I started a long time ago. It was a good time, and it led into this and all that stuff. What's up, Johnny? How's it going? But in case you didn't see, the title of this episode is Dueling DEXes. And here comes Jason back. He's with the green bars. Are you there, buddy?
I think I'm here. I don't know.
We got him. We got him for a second. So I was just telling them a little bit about, I just started with the title, Dueling DEXes. But-a-ding, ding, 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 but-a-ding, ding, 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 ding. So basically what happened is, hey, and listen, some people don't want to hear just me talk. I think that's crazy talk. People should love to hear me talk. I got tons of shit to say. But then on the other hand, someone also said, we'd for sure rather hear from a gold medalist than some 0-5er. So I feel like there's some shots being called, but let's not get there. Before you fucking freeze out on us again, why don't you tell the fine folks of Facebook and Podcast Land where they can find us?
All right, so they can find us. They can find the show on all social medias at the BLPA. They can find me at Beer League Jason on Twitter. They can find Nick at Nicker Jones on Twitter and the Nicker Jones on Instagram.
Hey, we for sure need to be more active, I think, on Twitter, just in general with each other, like bullshitting with each other and get people involved. I mean, because here's the deal, like with just us singly, like when we get into tweets, that's Twitter beefs, by the way. We got no one to back us up. And if we can start building an army of people, and when we go into tweets, we roll 25, 30, 100 strong, no one's going to be able to stop a BLPA tweet when we come at you. And listen, I'm ready to get some good tweets going, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, I'm in. It's my only social media. Exactly. So if you hit me up on there, I'm going to respond because I got nothing else to do.
Hey, there's a new social media. I just downloaded it yesterday. It's called Be Real.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this. Yeah. This is like the new Snapchat.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of weird. I have no friends on there. I was just checking it out. Cause, I'm hip. How you doing, cool kids? All that good stuff. And so I'm checking out the thing, and like I don't understand it because it tells you when to post.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You can't just go in. Like you get a notification. It's like you have 2 minutes to post. I'm like, goddamn, what I gotta post? And I guess the whole theory is they want you to post what's going on in your life at that time.
So it's like basically saying like, these other social medias are fake because you have time to kind of like
Yeah.
make these moments that aren't real. Whereas this one is like, nope, you got to do it right now, and wherever you're at, that's being real.
Yeah. So basically, here's my phone, right? Like, see it, like, let's see.
Yep.
So like, I was just there.
Yeah.
I was testing it out, and so someone just said they're in for tweets. I like this guy already, or girl. Sorry, this 2022. I don't want to get canceled. So basically, when you take a photo of whatever you're taking a photo of, it also takes a front photo of you. And so you gotta plan that stuff out. And like I said, I don't got any friends on there, which is okay. But there's a discovery tab, and I think it's really cool because you just kind of scroll through and see what. Like, I don't know him. Like, here's Jared Villa. He was playing FIFA 23, and he gives me one of these in his front-facing photo, and I think that's cool. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's just I don't know what he's doing, right? And so you just kind of it's just in the moment. What's happening? Like, this girl's reading a book. This person's giving someone a shot at a nurse station. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll take off, but I'm always in for new social media stuff. Do you think you could get on that one as well, or no?
Yeah, I might have to try it out.
So, okay, well, try it out. I mean, I don't know what's holding you back. But it is 2022, so you can get on the social media.
I'm a man. I'm almost 40. I just, I'm a little old for social media.
That's funny because there's a lot of almost 60-year-olds are out there they cause shit. Like, that's their whole thing. Me and the people at the Dex were talking about that this weekend we went Boston Pizza Saturday night and got a little and so we were talking just about social media and how back when like Facebook, for example, you had to have like a college email address to be on Facebook, right?
Right.
And so I'm safe. Yeah. I mean, I'm a college guy myself, but there's a lot of people out there, and like you look at all the shit. It's just basically people that would not have been on there when Facebook started. So it's crazy how it's kind of evolved. And I'm not saying anything bad about people that don't have college degree. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that it was a different atmosphere when it first started, and now it's kind of grown into whatever it is. It's grown into 2022 group tweeting, as John Andre would say, right? So, but anyway, this show is brought to you by HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow. HockeyWolf.com. They're beer leaguers just like you. They're beer leaguers just like me, and they're trying to make the game more affordable. So if you need your own hockey gear, if you need team gear, if you need some other swag, or even lacrosse, you can check them out. If you're in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle or Montana, they have stores, brick and mortar stores there, but they'll ship anywhere. They don't give a shit. Anywhere that shit can happen, they'll send it, right? And listen, in Canada, you just have to say, don't send it USPS, because the deal with that is that whenever you send it USPS to Canada, then it switches over to Canada Post, and Canada Post doesn't give a fuck. They just don't. Okay. Because they're not, like, USPS is like basically a government entity here or in the States. In Canada, Canada Post is not like that. And, like, back in the States when it started, it used to be the Pony Express, and they'd fucking get on them fucking horses and fucking ride that shit. Well, guess what? The Pony Express would still be faster than Canada Post right now. Okay. So, but anyway, HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow. All right. And listen, Hockey Wolf is our main sponsor, but we're always looking for sponsors. If anyone wants to sponsor the BLPA Big Show, I mean, imagine this. I know that the people that are on just the podcast side of things, they can't see us. But if you're watching right now and you see Jason, he's wearing a nice BLPA. This is a hoodie shirt, very comfortable shirt, but it doesn't have any sleeves. And it looks good. Well, it did before. It did. Yeah, we ordered him with sleeves, and he said, "Get out of here, sleeves." And he cut him off, and he looks fucking good. But imagine you sponsoring this show, the BLPA Big Show Dueling DEXes, but a ding, 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 and it's your logo on that shirt. Think of how much think of how much people would be like, yeah, fuck, I got to get something from that fucking guy wearing a sleeveless shirt with my logo on it. I mean, that's just the way it is. So we're always looking for sponsors. We're a sellout show, by the way. So, for sure. So all the people listening now, I just want to let you know, you have to go download the show too. You can't just watch us live and look at how fucking handsome we are. I know, I get it. All right, it's on fucking YouTube, it's whatever, but we got to have them downloads too. We got to have them.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, we don't want to take this away from you guys, but we will if we don't get the downloads. We'll do it.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm looking at myself right now, and I look damn good. I'm looking at you. You look damn good. We're just two damn good looking dudes podcasting right now.
Yeah.
So,
but we'll take it away if you don't start downloading.
Yeah, and listen, we don't like we like giving. We're givers.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can be
always
takers.
a giver.
Our nature is to give, but don't force us to take. You know,
exactly.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
So this weekend, we did something special. I don't know if you guys know it. It's crazy, insane. Just whoever dreams up doing these things in this fashion, fucking genius. And that would be me. Yeah. And I basically, crazy genius. But basically, I mean, this is our second DC Dex. We had it this past weekend. But I had the opportunity, the pleasure, really, to also host one in Canmore, which is just an hour from Calgary. It's in the beautiful Rocky Mountains. It's gorgeous. And when you get this opportunity, you take it because it's hard to get ice there. And you want to know why we were able to get ice? They didn't really want to book the rink because there was a quilt convention going on. Quilting.
Okay.
And a bunch of old ladies around, bunch of old rockets. Did
you get a quilt while you were there?
No, I got some pointers so I can make my own quilt. I did a tour.
Okay.
And I was going to go to the quilting workshop, but it overlapped with my games, and I had some shit to do, right? And so we got the ice, and I just thought, this is great. It's great to drive an hour to a rink for a tournament instead of having to fly a 10-hour day, right, for me to go to another tournament. But it overlapped the DC, which sucks because I love the DC tournament. I love the people that are there, and I missed them. I have FOMO, and I even said no more double tournament weekends because I feel like I miss out, and I'm selfish, and I wanna experience these people, right? But
that's fair.
But I wasn't saying no more tournaments because I didn't think that we as an organization couldn't pull it off because we fucking nailed it. We
killed it.
We did.
Crushed it.
Just the way it is. And so so we had one in DC, we had one in Canmore, and both of them were fucking outstanding. We tried to do the prediction show before, but just like at the start of this show when Jason had bad internet, we couldn't make it work. Like, we recorded it, but we did write them down. So I do got the predictions, and basically where the predictions are right now in terms of the scoring. Obviously, if we get the right placement, we get 1 point. But if we guess also the right medal, we get 2. We've been doing it for a few tournaments. Jason is in the lead right now with 8 points. I am just right behind him. Just front of fucking tail with 7. Might as well call it 7.999, to be honest. That's how close I am here. And so we're going to go through those. But I want to tell you what we got coming up this weekend, Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes.
Right? Charleston is going to be, I literally, someone just said, hey, you want to do dinner Thursday night before the hurricane gets in? And I said, yep. And then they sent me the dinner menu, and they got stone crabs, and I love me some stone crabs, bud.
Hell yeah.
Have you had stone crabs before?
I have. I love all crabs. I had my share of crab in Baltimore this weekend as well. Because as we know, Maryland is known for the crabs.
But did you get crab cakes, or did you get raw crab?
No crab cakes. But I like crab cakes too.
Listen, in theory it sounds good, but it's way more breading than crab.
Yeah, I'm okay with the breading.
No, listen, I do like bread, but I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be more crabby, like Krabby Patty.
But for me, the crab cake is less work. Like, it just comes out and I just eat it.
But
whereas crab, I gotta break shit open. Fucking, it's a lot.
Yeah, and someone just wanted to mention to you, of course, you've had your share of crabs, Jason. Penicillin, bud.
Yeah. John gave them to me. Let's.
You know, we have some funny listeners. We should make them writers. Like Howard Stern show. They have writers that tell them the jokes. They should just write us the jokes and we tell them. Right? We're the handsome people out in front, the talent, and we just have people writing for us. But stone crabs aren't hard, right? It's a big old fucking claw. You just crack that claw and pull it out, bud.
Yeah, so you still got to do some work, though.
You still got to do some work, of course, yes. But when I went to Anchorage, I had a fucking king crab leg, just one fucking leg. And I'm like, oh, one crab, I'm going to be able to handle this. It was my fucking arm.
Yeah, those things are crazy.
I've never seen how big one of those are in real life, but I wouldn't want to mess with one.
I've never eaten one, but I've seen it. Like, I've seen pictures where they compare it to other things, and it's just holy shit. And
it's messy as fuck too. Like, they're messy, but they're so good. But stone crab is my favorite. Have you ever been to Joe's Stone Crab?
I have not.
They have one in Miami. It's fucking, it's so good. And so he sent me this thing, and the first thing that I was looking through, and I'm like, $150 for this triple seafood tower, and that's the only thing that has snow crabs. But then down here at the bottom it said snow crabs half pound, and I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going snow crab.
Okay.
You don't even have to. I don't even have to look at the rest of it. So they have some good, like grilled swordfish sounds pretty good. Jumbo lump blue crab rice, that sounds good too. But you're not going to take me away from the stone crabs, that's for sure. Not going to take it. So you see, like people were telling me, he sprayed the whole damn table with king crab juice. It got fucking messy in there, bud. Like it's my arm. It's literally my arm swinging around that I'm trying to break open. Like try to break my arm open and take my meat. You couldn't, right?
Right.
Not without spraying the whole table with whatever was inside of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why he's acting like it's a big deal. Like that's like he's from Alaska. If there was a better way to do it, then why don't you?
He should have told you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're sitting right next to me. Or do you just want
be a teacher?
Yeah, haha! Look at this tourist fucking swinging the little crab. Hey, Christopher Nick Fury. That's quite the name. Someone's telling me I gotta have some calamari at Amen Street in Charleston. I do love calamari.
Me too.
This guy said he's planning his trip around. I'm planning my trip around it, and that's pretty wild.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever planned my trip around a food.
Well, not just a food, but an appetizer. Like calamari. Right. Like I'm just gonna go have this charcuterie board, and I'm gonna plan my whole trip around this charcuterie or charcuterie board or cooter board, whatever you call it, right? And but I mean, but if it's that good,
I mean, apparently you gotta try it.
You gotta try, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not an app; it's a whole meal. How do you make a whole meal out of? Isn't calamari just fucking? What is calamari?
It's like squid, right?
Yeah, squid. Yeah, it's like fried squid ring. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love puss, octopus. So, sorry, this is a family show. Apologize for that outburst. Okay.
Leave that for our second rate show.
Yeah, that's the download. We have to download to hear us talk about that kind of stuff. It's got bacon. Okay, so this is nothing wrong with the cooter board. I agree, dude. It's got bacon corn next level, bro. This sounds like something I got to try now. Now I'm in. Now I'm invested. Yeah. Now I'm invested in this. I'll report back. I'll even make another video. Like when I don't know if you didn't see the video I made, but I went to a California In-N-Out burger, and it changed my rating a bit.
Because it was better?
It was better in California for sure.
I've heard that. Like I like it everywhere, but I have heard that it's better in California.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't like Five Guys. I never said like, oh, it's horrible, I'll never go there again. It just wasn't
In-N-Out, not Five Guys.
Sorry, In-N-Out. Sorry, yeah. It just wasn't in my top 5. That's all. And now it is. Now I think it's a distant third. Okay. Whataburger, Culver's, and then In-N-Out Burger.
Oh,
that's basically it.
I figured Five Guys would be like up in your top.
Five Guys is good, and that used to be 3, right?
It's pricey though.
It is, yeah. I mean, it is. It is pricey. Whataburger not pricey. Culver's, that's probably mid-price, but Five Guys is for sure a bit more pricier. And the one thing that I don't like about Five Guys, their bacon sucks. It's always like they like burn their bacon 2 days before, and then just throw it on like as an afterthought. And you're like, the bacon should, if it's not the main attraction. I know the burger's supposed to be the main attraction, but a good bacon can make a burger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, good compliment, right? Like otherwise, it's just a meat patty.
It's like a MC1A and 1B. Like they're both there to make things great, and you know what I'm saying. And if you come in with a 2B bacon, it's not good. It's just the way
doesn't mesh well.
I mean, listen, it's not a science, but I am a scientist, and so what I say goes. Okay, sure. So Hurricane Ian on the way, by the way. So I'm
didn't see that.
Not only am I going to have bacon and corn calamari in Charleston, I'm going to be dodging a storm, but I'm here for it. But I'm here for it. I dodged the vid for a while. And now here I'm dodging storms. Not a big deal. Okay, so here's where our predictions. DC had the World Hockey Summit with the not so hockey powerhouses, which had Japan, Slovenia, Estonia, and Kazakhstan were the 4 teams. Do you remember your predictions?
I do. I had Slovenia over Estonia.
Yep.
In the gold, and then I had Kazakhstan over Japan in the silver.
You did, and I had Slovenia over Kazakhstan, and then I had Estonia over Japan. Like we both thought Japan was going to be the worst team. I'm not sure why. I got a pretty good idea why we thought that, and I think we thought that because Jeff Peck was on it.
I didn't think it because of Jeff Peck,
Listen,
but I didn't know anyone else on his team.
He
Literally
doesn't.
no one else.
He doesn't listen, so it's not. He's not gonna hurt. We're not gonna hurt his feelings. And so, I think that. And also Colin was on that team, Will Banks, and Colin's a good player.
Oh, I didn't know Colin. Yeah,
but he's had some bad experiences, like not bad experience. He didn't have a bad experience, but his teams have not had the greatest luck the last two tournaments.
Right.
And then so you add that with Jeff Peck, and I'm just doing math, right? And maybe I'm not a mathematician, but so that was the thing. So what happened actually? I read them off in order when I said the teams already, right? When I talked about the first team. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So Japan actually was first place over Slovenia, right? That Slovenia you had as a winner. I also had as a winner. And then Estonia took silver with Kazakhstan taking last. So basically, basically the only one that got one right is me because I picked Estonia to win silver. So I got 2 points. So that 7.9999 has now put me in the lead with 9.9999 to 8. So I'm right there. Now I'm winning, bud. I'm right up there, bud. And let me, which was your favorite jersey?
Japan was my favorite jersey.
Japan was the Estonia one was cool just because I just think that logo is cool, and it just, those colors, just the way that the hue of that blue hue.
It's a good blue for sure.
It is a good one, and
and all four were good. Like even the Slovenia logo was great, and then the Kazakhstan logo or jersey was just like kind of very unique.
Was there a lot of Borat voices going on?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Anything of note happened at the tournament that we can touch on? Don't give too many juicy details because we're gonna take this offline, so people have to download it. But
it was the slowest chugging tournament I've ever been at in my life.
Really? Interesting.
I reminded the crowd probably 6 times they didn't have to do it in slow motion. They could just pound the beer. They didn't have to wait for anyone. They could just get it through.
Interesting.
The first team on, we'll talk about the rest of the details later, but just unbelievably slow chuggers in DC over the weekend.
Interesting. That's interesting. I quite the opposite. I feel in Canada, and maybe it's just maybe Canada is superior when it comes to chug times.
It could be.
And to be frank with you, the party in Canada, next fucking level, bro. I mean, I'm talking shit show. And there was two ladies that I know from past experiences that would have amplified that by 3, and they had a charity work thing, so couldn't come, and it was still a shit show. It was insane, and we didn't even have, like, you guys had sold out, right? And for us, is like Canada has been kind of a quite the haul trying to get people up here, because like last year when we did Lake Louise in March, there was really like 4 Canadians and the rest were Americans. This one we flipped the script on it, and there was like 3 Americans and the rest were Canadians, and the boys went. They went full send, and it was
good.
I mean, let me tell you, I ordered 2 things of chicken wings. We went to a golf simulator place. We had a great fucking party venue. It was upstairs. We had our own room. We had a golden tee. You could play free all night, like basketball shooting. There was a putting thing. There was a Chex bubble hockey table. It was a good setup. But before everyone got there, I ordered some wings because they had like Texas barbecue dry rub, and then they had another wing that I was like, well, that sounds like something I need to try. They were horrible. No offense to the rest. I mean, they're golf place. And actually the golf place, to be honest, have you ever played like golf video games?
Yeah.
And you hear like the Australian accent guy that always talks. Yeah. He's the guy that owns this place, and he was there, and we were talking to, and like we were talking, I said, Bud, like, I played some EA Sports golf, and I don't know if I'm out of left field here, and he's like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, okay. And so he's like, yeah, I do PGA. Like, I still do announcing for PGA, but I moved here because it's way easier to fly to all the events from Canada than from Australia. I'm like,
Okay,
fair
that makes
enough,
sense.
bud. So I mean, that's pretty neat little tidbit. He was a very nice guy. I believe his name was Luke, if I'm thinking right, but I can't remember. I drink. But so I ordered these wings at like 5:00, 5:25, and they weren't any good. I had one or two of each, and I just set them off the table where the people set the food to go to the trash. So party goes on. People are fucking they're gone.
Yeah.
Like especially one of the goalies. As I'll just say, the Oilers goalie was fucking.
Okay.
He was fucking shittered for sure.
Yeah.
And so shittered that like we had a cute bartender, and he was trying to impress her by doing a splits competition right there in the draft party. And I'm like, okay. But by the end of the night, he's got his eyes like he can barely open, but he's over there by the trash where my old wings are, just eating, like literally, like they're 5-hour-old wings, and they suck to begin with. And he polished them off. Like I had 2.5 pounds, and I only ate a couple of them. So
when you're that drunk, food's so good, it doesn't matter what it is.
He ate every single one of them, and obviously showed up late. He had a rough morning. And if you were on Instagram, you would have saw the thing where I saw him walking up. I'm like, "How you doing, bud?" And he's like, "It was a rough one." And I'm like, "Yeah." This is the one. I didn't say it at this one because I thought Canadians would know better. Make sure you keep track of your jersey, because he lost his jersey. He didn't bring it.
We had a lost jersey as well.
Oh my god! And you guys had no extras.
No.
Did they find it?
Yeah, he found it.
Oh, okay.
But it was lost at first.
He gave it to the strippers, didn't he?
I don't know what he did with it, to be honest with you. But so our party was nowhere near as full send as yours was, I don't think. But it might have been because at the beginning I warned people that occasionally people make draft night mistakes and fall asleep at a urinal. So like I might have scared them with that story to start the night, and maybe everyone took it a little slower because of that.
See, you have the urinal story and I have the cocaine story. I can't wait till we combine them into the one big, you know what I'm saying? Like
urinal cocaine.
Because people because I'm like, oh, number one rule, like don't be a dick. And I'm like, nah, don't do cocaine actually.
Right.
And not even to not do cocaine, just don't do it to where we get in trouble. Right. If you want to do it, if you want to get a little tutor going on, I don't care. If that's how you get going, because 5 games is a lot. I get it. But all right. So here's what we did for Canmore, the predictions. I went with the Habs versus the Leafs. I was on the Leafs team. And that was the Habs beat the Leafs in the gold, and the Oilers beat the Flames. Look at me saying the Flames are going to be the last place. And you went and you bet on me. You said, Nick, I'm going to bet on you. Leafs in first place, Habs in second. And you actually just switched mine. You said Flames and Oilers. And listen, I was the odd man out. I was the only one in my draft round, so I got to pick my team, right?
Okay.
And it wasn't like, I picked who I thought was the best team. I knew for sure I could not pick the Oilers, because how am I going to live that down if I go out and pick the Oilers, even though Mandy, who's awesome, she's Andrew's girlfriend, wife, whatever. I'm trying to get him to go to Vegas and let me marry him, and I can be the guy and everything, but they won't let me do it. But which is stupid, by the way. He's actually watching right now. That's why I'm chirping him right now. Make an honest woman out of her, Andrew. Come on, bud. But nonetheless, and I couldn't rightfully pick the Flames because I figured that then I'm just grandstanding.
You're a homer.
Yeah, and so then I looked at the teams and I thought the Habs were going to win it. So I was like, okay, I don't want to pick the team that's going to win because then people are, it's rigged. Oh. And so then I picked the Leafs. Because it's rigged, and then we won it. The Leafs won it, and the reason I brought up Andrew is because I just saw him make a statement, and I did it again, Jason. I had a pretty tough. I was playing defense because I guess now I'm a defenseman, which is weird. But on the championship game, I did it. I said, I'm feeling fucking dangerous right now, and everyone laughed. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what's going on. Like I'm feeling fucking dangerous. Yeah. And people laughed it off. And what did I go out and do? I only had 4 points in the game winning goal. So what are you going to do? I also let in the other 4 goals. I was also on the ice for all those too. So basically I was dangerous all the way around. Really. I helped everybody. And so Jason gets 2 points for that. So fuck takes, now I'm at what? 9, no, I'm at 9, I'm at 9.9999 and he's at 10. So we're still close.
Yeah.
But I edge him out because the Oilers took silver and I got 2 points. So now I'm actually at 11.999 while he's at 10. So basically what I'm saying is I know everything. I'm always right. It sounds like you're always right too, because you're pretty close too. And so actually we're actually horrible at this because if you think about it, like in a four team thing, you have a chance for, let's see, +2, that's 4, 5, 6, and if you ever get all of them right, you should get an extra 2 points, right?
Yeah, I think so.
+2.
We should do something like that. Yeah.
So there's 8 total points, and we've done it for 5 tournaments now. So there's.
Well, you've done it for 6. Don't forget you did it one more tournament than me.
No, you got that one too. I just picked all the wrong ones for you. Like I proxy voted you. I proxy voted you. So you're on 6 too. So we've done 6, is what you're saying. So 6 times. There's been a total of 48 points that we could.
We get about 2 points a game. 2 points a tournament.
Yeah, and so we're right 1 out of 4. God, it's gonna be great if we can ever nail a 6-teamer. If we nail that one, because you got to give yourself a 3 points because extra 2 teams, right? So that's you know what I'm saying? So that's actually a 2, 4, that's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 12-point game right there, bud.
Yeah.
That's a fucking game. Yeah, and see, that's what, like, someone just posted, blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Yeah, that's the whole point.
Us.
That's the point of the predictions, because everyone always says, oh, you rig it so you win it. And I don't. There's no possible way that I could, because then I try to pick who wins just based on the draft. And then people say, oh, well, maybe you're picking wrong just to throw us off the scent. I am smart, but I ain't that fucking smart. I mean,
I know you. You're not.
I'm just not that smart. And listen, I get the optics of it, because Buffalo doesn't count. Buffalo was a fake tournament. So basically I'm at 6 in a row right now. So, I just had that one. Fake
That's
Buffalo.
weird, because I only count Buffalo. I don't. The rest of them really don't matter to me.
So you're 100%. You're 100% in your tournaments. Oh, the Facebook user is Broderick. Oh, because he doesn't know how to click the link and show us who his name is. Do you see the comments?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. But I'm glad all the people that are listening to us, that listen to us and take our advice and what we suggest to do. Most of the people, we know their name, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So before we go offline and talk about anything crazy, is there anything you want to add to these people? I mean, we've given them a 30-minute show, and hey, I do want to say this though. The cool thing about the Canmore tournament and what I want to try to get happening, like, because there was a quilters convention, we had to get a liquor license for the rink, so we could have all the liquor we wanted just in the rink. And they like blacked out. Like, we came there's like trash bags on all the windows into the doors of the rink, because they didn't want, they're like private event. And I'm like, okay. And we stuck, like, everyone stuck around like right in there, and like the stands were packed for the games, and it felt like, well, let's give these guys a show. Let's give these. I mean, it was just people that were watching us then that were playing against us. But I really want to get that going. And then also we all went to dinner on Saturday night to Boston Pizza. We probably had at least half the tournament go to dinner, which was really cool. And so just focus way more on that, because I know some people say, oh, there's not as many off ice activities as there could be, and there's a couple reasons for that, because there's a lot of shit going on, and to be able to plan, like Boston Pizza, we're like we tried to call and they're like, we don't take rezos, so people just had to show up and deal with where they had us. But because there's so many like tourists, no one wants to go to Boston Pizza in Canmore, because that's a chain restaurant. So we were able to go in and get a big table. But so let's just answer a couple before we go offline, because there's a bunch of people that we've been telling stories and they've been posting. So and one question we have to ask, because there are people in here listening, and I want to get your take on it. If you win a gold medal, okay, if you win a gold medal, and you're known for not winning a gold medal, okay, but you do win it, but you get booted, you don't get to finish the game, okay, you don't finish the game, and that game goes into a shootout and your team wins, but you're not a part of that, do we still count that gold medal as it's getting you off the snide? And I want to I want to throw this out to the people listening, because I can see a bunch of people that were in DC, and I want to get their take on it and see what they think about it.
So I'm a little torn, because I would never do that. Like, even I would never get a 10. First of all,
yeah, me neither.
But secondly, even if I did, I'd sit it in the box and like wait out the game, right? Because like I got the 10, so I should sit it out. But if you're talking about like other leagues, the NHL, if you play for a team that wins in a certain amount of capacity, your name goes on the cup, right? So I don't know where I fall here. I don't have a straight answer.
We're for sure not. I mean, I see you're straddling the fence. You're way more like, you'd be way better at being a president in a democratic nation than I would, right? Because I have an opinion and an agenda, to be quite frank with you, and I will do everything in my power to push that agenda. And so maybe I'm more of a not democratic, more like an emperor, like a Caesar.
Yeah.
Caesar.
Yeah.
But we're not the NHL, for one.
100%. I mean, close, but no.
We're in line for sure.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one thing I brought up is we were at Boston Pizza, and they were showing like highlights of weird sports shows. They have like professional parking, like competitions, like legitimate fucking like competitive.
I was unaware.
Competitive parking. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, they got this shit. Like, this motherfucker, like, here's a parallel parking, and a dude fucking drives up, whips it right in, like, and they're like, oh, here's his score. And I'm like, if they're putting this shit in, there should be a fucking camera right out fucking here watching this right here. It was insane. So we are in line somewhere around there. And remind me, before I get off, I want to ask a question about that broadcasting games after we talk about this. But yeah, we're not the NHL.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of feel like it was pinch time, right? Your team needed. I don't know what numbers were picked. I don't know what numbers were picked for the shootout. Don't know, don't care. But what if his number would have been called? What if it would have been randomly drawn, and he wasn't there? So now they got to go away. And he was a ringer, and he is a ringer. Okay, in that tournament, and his team pulled it out, and then he came on like as soon as they did it, like he literally posted in a group like, "I fucking did it, baby!" Before I knew the details, and then I started seeing stuff trickle out, and I'm like, what is this about?
So let me play devil's advocate.
I'm here for it.
What if he got injured?
Okay. Fair enough.
He leaves the ice and he can't participate in the shootout.
Any other person, except Brad DeWin, and Jeff Peck, I would probably allow it. Okay. Right. But when you're on that side, when you're chasing it, you know what I'm saying? You're in the fucking grind, and you finally fucking break through. You don't want to have any reason to have an asterisk. And I get it. Like, people are saying he was thrown out for a stupid reason.
And he was, like, again, devil's advocate. The other team even came to me and said, we didn't even know what happened. We thought he got hurt because there was no commotion, and then suddenly he had a 10-minute misconduct and was gone.
Yeah, I know. I get the story. This is not hey, Jeff did something wrong, because I think we would all agree. We have all said things to officials
for sure
that we'd wanted to take back, except for me. All officials love me, just like goalies. They just all. I'm always like that fucking even keeled, like straight down the middle, just no opinion.
Ref whisperer.
Yeah. I mean, that's just me. Actually, to be honest with you, ever since I actually own the company, I do feel my obligation to stay. But I know that there was only one official, because DC is apparently garbage for officials. Like, literally a few days before, they're like, "Oh, we're only gonna have one official, and you got to pay the same rate." And I'm like, "What? That doesn't compute in my head." But they're like, "Well, you could do that or have no officials." And I was like, "Well, okay, well, it sounds like we want." Yeah, none. Exactly. Yeah. It's like a goalie, right? When it comes down to it, you gotta have one. Better than none. And that's a deep fake. I didn't actually say that. by the way. So I was actually on a goalie show. I think it releases tomorrow, so you guys should go check it out. Tenny Talk. It's actually on the BLPA network, so go check. Not a plug or anything. But everyone's saying like he did not tell the ref to go somewhere. From my understanding, he just said, "Are you going to call the other shit too?" And the ref was fucking Charmin, fucking baby toilet paper soft, and just said, "Get the fuck out of here, bud." So, but nonetheless, I mean, I think it's up for debate. I think there definitely needs to be an asterisk. Like, I don't think you say that. I don't think you say that breaks the curse, because he wasn't actually there to break the curse. Like, he might have been up there leading up to it. And I don't know what I don't know where the game was. I don't know what the score was when he got booted. I don't know if they were up
2-0.
His team was up 2-0.
No, he was down 2-0.
He was down to
his team scored 2 goals in the last 2 minutes without him on the ice.
Then this just furthers my stance.
And listen, I'm still devil's advocate, but I know the facts, and I just want to get them out there. And those are the facts. They scored both goals after he left.
And he's the ringer. He's the best player. I mean, maybe they rallied, win one for the Gipper, all that bullshit. Maybe, but all I know is he wasn't there for the 2 goals to tie it up, and he wasn't there to help in the shootout. So did he really win that game? That's the question. Even the people saying Peck was hindering their ability to shine as a team. So
possible.
Addition by subtraction, maybe. I don't know. And I love Peck. Me too. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what people think, right? Because listen, I want to choose the side in which everyone thinks is the right side. So I look like I know what I'm talking about, right? Like so maybe I would be a pretty good politician, right? Because even though I have an agenda, I'm able to morph my opinion into that. So, look, someone's even saying, "Hey, he also passed me a few times." So, it just doesn't seem. I think it deserves, at the very least, an asterisk for sure.
Okay.
And
I mean, I think you've made a good argument. I'm not saying I agree with you or disagree with you, but I think you've made a solid argument.
Thank you. And listen, everyone thinks I'm shitting on Peck. I'm not. I love Jeff Peck. I am Team Peck for sure. Right?
Yeah.
I think he's a ringer. I think he's a.
Is that being Team Peck? Is that being Team Peck?
Well, he's gonna say. Here's what he's gonna say. You put me in the ring around, I can't carry a team, and then you do that, and my team gets shit on because I'm the ringer. And my argument on the other side, my argument on the other side is, okay, I put you in not the ring around, and then you put up 24 points, and so you're in a weird middle position, and I get the conundrum.
Yeah.
And so when it comes down to there's a toss up of a player, I have to go with the guy I know that can score 25 points.
Yeah, because otherwise, then the other teams say, well, this team got Peck and another ringer, and they shit on everybody.
And what I'm saying is Peck has some skill as a hockey player.
For sure.
And
100%.
And what John, I think, is saying probably rings really true, is that he doesn't like the pressure. You know what I'm saying? He crumbles. He's not mentally, he doesn't have the mental fortitude of, say, me.
Listen, that's a lot to bear to be the ringer. I wouldn't know because I've never been that. And maybe that helps. Like, I can play loose because I'm just the fucking schlum guy in round 13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's tough.
I mean, it takes a special person to carry that weight. I 100% get it. Or it's like me and you. We carry the weight of being the locker room guys. We're the locker room ringers. And that's a lot because, hey, we have feelings too. And we get down. We can't
take an off day in the locker room. I mean, we got to be there to get everybody going.
We have to. And listen, if our team's losing, we're upset. We don't like losing either, but we have to smile. We have to put on the brave face for the boys, right?
That's right.
And sometimes you're not the ringer. Like on our team, Luigi, as a matter of fact, we had a girl on our team named Shanna. She wasn't our ringer, but she was our ringer. Like, she was so fun. Like, every game, it was basically like, how are you going to embarrass the goalie on a breakaway this game? Like, at least once a game, she made him look dumb. And, it was insane. And so sometimes that happens. But I think, see, Nikki, you're the best motivator after a shit Saturday. See, that's what I do. I'm a fucking locker room ringer. That's what I am.
Yeah.
That's what you are too. And as a matter of fact, someone gave feedback that says one thing that I like about these tournaments is the guys that are emceeing and in charge of things always have a smile on their face. That's me and you, bud. Locker room ringers.
Us.
Locker room ringers. That's what we are.
Yeah.
I might have to change the name of the title of the show from Dueling DEXes, but a ding, 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 ding to Locker Room Ringers. Might have to.
Yeah.
You never know. All right. I think that could be enough for this evening on this show. We're going to jump off and do a little segment on the back end of this. So you'll have to download it. It's a secret, ultra super secret special, you know?
Yeah. Go out and download it.
Yeah. You got to download it, get the numbers up, share it. All right. I'm tired of seeing you not share it. All right.
Honestly,
if you like me and Jason being the fucking locker room ringers, if you want that fucking energy, share the fucking energy.
Share it.
Share the fucking energy. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'd literally be up on my chair, fucking jumping around. Share. I'd be fucking screaming, but my 5-year-old's in bed, and so I don't want to get yelled at by my wife. So, but other than that, my friends, this is a good one. Now that we're jumping off, because I get to say my tagline twice: be good. Or be good at it.
Turn it up. Be a beauty. Listen, subscribe, rate, and review. Let's get it.
And I think it didn't. Okay, there we go. That's the live portion of the show. I thought we were only going to do 2025, but we're professionals, and we took that about 46 minutes. We almost did a whole show live, and we only wanted to do a little segment, but it just got into it.
Always lasting longer than we think we're going to.
Ladies,
we're always underselling, over delivering.
That's what we do here. And sometimes we do the opposite of that. And I'm proud to admit it. I'm not too proud to admit it is what I meant to say there. But yeah, I mean, I do want to touch base on a couple of things. I do have a question.
Okay.
This is a hard question for me because I don't find it negative. I find it, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I also find it, that I know that other people do find it that they give a fuck.
Okay.
And I'm talking about co-ed locker rooms and nudity.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just be flat out honest with you. We had, some females in the tournament, and we always do, which is great. And for the most part, they always come and change with us. Right.
Yeah.
But they don't always get full nude.
Sure.
Right. And listen, for me, like when I see them, it's not like I'm over there fucking meat gazing at them.
Right.
It just, you have a conversation with them, they go naked, and you're like, okay, cool. But it makes me think, like, one, what are your thoughts on it? Two, what are other people's thoughts on it? Is it okay? And I'll give you my opinion first. Like, we're all adults. I've seen boobs, vagina, and dick, throughout basically the tenure of my life. I've seen that kind of stuff. And so it doesn't bother me. I think it's just skin at the end of the day. But I can get where some people would be uncomfortable if that's what they don't like. But I definitely think that it sucks to split up the locker rooms.
Yeah. So my thoughts on it are this. One, if you're the person not okay with people getting naked in a locker room, whether it's male or female, you should go to another locker room.
100.
Right? Because you're the one not comfortable. So just take yourself out of the equation so you're not uncomfortable with it. That being said, I'm not uncomfortable with it at all. But I've been in enough locker rooms with old dudes with their foot up on the fucking butt ass naked that you learn to like not look, and you're always kind of like mostly looking down, and you kind of gaze up every once in a while as you're having conversations, but you keep your eyes moving, right? You don't stare. So if a female's going to do that, I'm going to do the same thing, right? If I look up and happen to see, I'm not, like you said, I'm not going to meet gaze. Yeah. I'm just going to, and then just go about my business. But I'm also not going to be like, oh, I can't see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no, there's a clam out. Hide my eyes,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I think I'm saying, and it's a good point. I never thought like just leave if you're uncomfortable, but you should. Yeah. And a lot of times in my experience, the people that I find are uncomfortable, like let's say a dude's uncomfortable, it's not him. Like he doesn't give a fuck. It's his spouse, right? And his spouse doesn't, doesn't like the idea of. And at the end of the day, like if I guess if you're that insecure in the relationship of that, if that's going to bother you, it's probably not. You probably got to work on some other things rather than a dude going and playing hockey, right?
I mean, I've been in a lot of co-ed locker rooms. I've never seen anyone just start going at it in the locker room. So you know what I mean, like a
like a little sex-ish?
Yeah,
I mean,
like it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean,
at least not in my locker rooms, and maybe that's more about me than it is about anyone else. Maybe
I'm actually working on a pilot for a movie that it revolves around that, but it's you know, it's just a little bit hockey, and the rest is going to be on YouPorn. Because you know we got to diversify.
Film.
We got to diversify, right?
Yeah,
we have to. Like people are like, why are you wearing that? Why you have that GoPro sticker on your helmet, but you don't ever wear a GoPro on the ice? And I'm like, well, just working on some things on the back end. Don't even worry about it.
But like you said, we're all adults. We've all seen naked, and if I want to see naked, I mean, all I got to do is go to the internet, and I can see all of it that I want. So.
What website is that? Which one would you be?
I got a list. I'll email it. Okay,
thank you. I mean, and we give people jokes like Mandy and Andrew, who I was just talking about. Like we were just saying it was funny. Like Mandy will come in and sit in the locker room, and she's always sitting in front of the shower, and she's not doing it on purpose. And we're always like, "What are you fucking pecker peeper over there?
Watching?
What are you doing? Peeping at some peckers there? What are you doing? You fucking meat gazer, right?" And so, you know, it's always funny, and she gets embarrassed. But I think that it's just one of those. This is just topic we cover everything beer league, and you know, just we think if you're uncomfortable with it, you should remove yourself. Like, don't run it for. Like, there's a lot to be said about everyone being in the same dressing room, whether it's at tournaments or leagues. And it really it messes with the dynamic a bit whenever you say, "Oh, sorry, Julie, you have to leave because I don't want there to be a chance of one of your titties popping out when you're changing," right? Yeah,
there's camaraderie in the locker room, right? That's where the joking and the having fun and the team bonding really happens.
I don't even
in a non-sexual way.
I don't even like the fucking hockey, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it hurts.
Yeah,
I get sore. I get hit with pucks. I have to fucking move my feet. Sometimes people yell at me for not moving my feet, and then I feel bad. But in the locker room,
I just like hanging out.
I'm good as fuck in there. But I'm like I said, locker room ringers.
Yeah, I literally told my group in DC as I was emceeing that I was like, well, we're going to do something tomorrow. It's not fun for me. It might be fun for you guys, but it's hockey. I'm just here to fucking goof off and drink with you guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And here's the deal. Like in Canmore, every team had 9 players. We were low. It's a lot of ice for 5 games. Yeah. I was the 10th player on my team. And so people were like, "Oh, jump on and play with us too, so you even it out." And I'm like, "Listen, I don't think you understand. Like, I'm not like, look at me. I'm trying.
They see you and they think peak male performance. They think you can just fucking go all day.
I get it. Yeah. And you know, I like to say I can, but I cannot. I'm 40. I'm a man. You're fucking 40 here. Yeah. And I just have to say, like, listen, me being on your team isn't going to help you. More than likely, it will hurt you. Right. I don't got gas for the 5 games my team has. To be honest,
they should just be asking you to come hang out in the locker room with them after the
100%. And but I do that already, right? Like I'm always in and out of the locker. Like I'm never I never take a fucking shift off the ice. Yeah. I take a ton of shit. I'm not on any shifts when I'm on the but off the ice. I never miss a shift. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So when they say hey, short shifts off the ice, no, mine are all long. Nah. I'm never even changing. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anything else? I mean, we do have a lot of more tournaments coming up. Like we're in Charleston, and then we got Minnesota, the Dex and the Bash coming up. We need more players. Just come play with us. Come play in Minnesota.
We're calling you out.
Austin.
Are you really the state of hockey? Are you really?
Yeah. Or is it Columbus, Ohio? I mean, because I'm feeling like it's Columbus, Ohio.
Prove it.
Austin sold out. Then what's after Austin? Then we got the 2 Vegases.
Vegas. Yeah.
I got some. I think we're gonna have to cancel the World Championships.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we literally had about 19. We had 19 teams committed, and I'll know more tomorrow or the next day. So maybe I hope I'm not spoiling.
How many do you need?
Well, the problem is we have 4 that have paid.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, basically it's 3 different skill divisions, so you need 12 in theory, right? So you can give people a good experience. And
have you thought about reaching out to the second place winners of the ones?
I've now reached out to everybody and just said, hey, if you want to come, like, let's just fucking make this tournament happen. But we had this problem in Vegas last year, and I get it. Like, you're on a weekend where you have all this stuff in Vegas. It's Vegas. There's always something happening. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
There's never going to be a weekend in Vegas that we can book where there's not something going on in Vegas.
Okay, like I think last year was like EDC, like the big dance, thing, and this year it's there's a Raiders game, and I'm like, there's always shit happening. Like, it's not like I can't. One, you have to be able to get ice, right? And the youth takes all of it, right? Because people travel to youth tournaments all the time. People go to Vegas hockey tournaments all the time too, adult hockey. But for some reason, we don't have much luck. And I had literally had 19 teams that were committed. Might even been 20. And now that it's a month before, and you're like, okay, we got to have payment. And now it's like, the travel costs. So there's so much stuff going on down there. And you're just like, what the fuck do you do? Yeah, this is this part people don't see about the business that sucks, is that you plan all this stuff. And then now you got to break it to these 4 teams that have paid. Yeah, I know you've got travel costs, but I can't make it a good experience. And I don't want you to come and just get your fucking brains beat in. And those people that will beat your brains in, they don't want to, And so I think that's probably what we're going to have to do and go back to the draw. I mean, in theory, it's a good idea to have a champions, but then the champions have to follow through.
Right.
And so back to the drawing board. But then we got the Vegas Dex, the Dex Giving. And, I'm just waiting for you guys to register, you and Frank and
working on it.
Yeah.
Working on it.
So we'll have that going. And then I got some more big news for a tournament in LA. We were going to do it at Toyota Sports Center, which is just right outside of LAX. There was a hotel you could walk to. We're not going to do it there anymore. Got some bad news. I don't want to say that they don't want to host us, but that's kind of how I felt. And then it came down, like, I literally was like, well, I'm going on a plane. I'm going to go try to sweet talk. Big locker room guy. If I can get someone in a locker room, I can talk them into a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And they basically just said it's a staffing issue for us. Like, we can't, it's that's a big holiday. And I'm like, well, listen, you guys came to me. You guys came do one this weekend. And so I went out and got people signed up for it.
How much staff do we need? We need a guy to examine the ice and someone to unlock the door. It could be the same guy, really.
Yeah, I could. And I can do both of those things. I mean, I've never drove a Zamboni, but I drive a car. I was on this ESPN parking competition. So, I mean,
you're pretty good.
So I went, and then I was like, okay, well, what I got to do? So I got people do it. So we're going to move it about 45 minutes south to San Diego.
I love San Diego. One of my favorite cities.
Okay. And the rink that we have secured with contract, with staff, is right down the street from Legoland.
Okay. So what's the city? What's the actual city?
It's called Carlsbad.
Carlsbad.
Yeah.
Carlsbad is a phenomenal fucking suburb of San Diego. Mm-hmm. Great place. One of my favorite places to stay.
And literally, I went down there and I walked on the beach, took my shoes off, sand on my toes, and it made me hate Lincoln Riley a little less. I understand. I understand why you moved to SoCal. All right, it's a great place to be.
I think I'm going to have to come to that one because literally Carlsbad's one of my favorite places.
It's New Year's Eve, so we're going to ring in the New Year together, and we're going to fucking party. And I hope the change. I mean, we only had like 15 people registered already. I know more people are going to. So it's not, I don't think many people are going to now say, oh, I'm not going to come because it's in San Diego, which, to be honest with you, like, I had never been to San Diego before I went down there, but it seems like it's nicer than LA.
Better than LA. Way better.
Not as busy packed as Los Angeles.
100%.
So I'm pretty happy with my choice. I was kind of high pressured into moving it down there too. After I went down there, and because we could have did it there or the Inland Empire, other side of Anaheim. But my kid said, if you got to move it, I want to go to Legoland, Dad. And when the 5-year-old, when the 5-year-old says this is what he wants to do, and I have a chance to make it happen for my little guy because I'm away so much, you got to do it to him. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you love hockey and you love beer league, then you need to come support this tournament because my kid lets me do this shit, and so you should come.
He deserves Legoland.
He deserves Legoland. And to be honest with you, he's 5. He's a growing boy right now. He's only eating ramen noodles, and we really got to get him some red meat. So if you guys could come to tournaments and
Be great.
It would be, I don't want him to get scurvy. So it's please.
I'm gonna make a shirt that says "Get Cooper some steak."
Yeah.
Support the BLPA.
Yeah, filet mignon. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty stoked with that move, to be honest with you. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, anything else you think of that you can add? Well, we've went over an hour.
Yeah. And when Philly is the week after?
Philly is the week after, yeah. And listen, Philly is basically almost sold out too. Just back to back at, you know what I'm saying?
I think I'm gonna have to.
I mean, I didn't go to Philly last year, but like you said, it's sold out twice. It's on its way to sell out a third time, and people want us to go. People want us to go to 8 teams for this one.
Well, give me a spot now. I need a spot.
Okay, you got a spot.
Okay.
But
that one's 100%. I'm in. I'll do whatever it takes.
Okay. For both of them. Okay, gotcha. So, but Philly, like, people want to go to 8. And let me get your opinion while we're on here, since we're talking about it. Because I know people love hearing our opinions. They do. They just do. Would you rather stay at 6 and have whatever that ice time was, or move to 8 and have more people, which is cool, way better for my pocketbook? I get it. But you also have to play at like 7 in the morning.
No, let's go to 8.
You think so?
Yeah.
I didn't think I thought you were like me and you weren't a morning guy.
No, I want the morning game.
Do you?
Yeah.
I did not know.
When the craziest thing is, when I drink, I sleep less than when I don't drink.
Okay.
Like when I drink, I'll go to bed at 2 in the morning. I'm up at 6. But like, I just can't.
Okay, but my thing is, like, even if I don't like drink or not drink, I don't like to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Like Charleston, you know when our first game is 2:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's too late. Like,
well, I didn't get to pick.
That's my nap time.
I'm a noon.
I'm ready for my nap.
If there's a noon is a good start time. But
yeah,
they said
2:45 is way too late.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm already tired. I'm ready for bed.
I know. I agree, but I like that better than 7 in the morning for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it at 7. But
I like the early games so I can get done and then do some shit in the afternoon.
Yeah,
like, I get whatever city I'm in.
Yeah, I get it. I know that it does suck when you're getting off the ice at like 10 o'clock and you're like, well, the night's already gone and we play tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I get it. And, this isn't about my experience. But if it was my experience, it would start at noon every fucking time. But that's why I'm asking. Like, would people? If there's way more people, like, yeah, I would start at 7 o'clock to have eight teams. Then I'll go back and ask.
Only 2 teams got to start at 7, and it's the ones that suck at chugging. So
yeah, but I got to be there no matter what. I got to be there no matter what. And I don't even got to be at 7 o'clock. I can't come rolling in at 7 o'clock. I got to be there at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
5:45.
So really, the question is, do you want to roll 8 teams and be there at 6 in the morning?
But listen, I'm a man of the people, right? Yeah. And I'll do, if I got to sacrifice, if I have to hurt for you guys to feel good, I'm gonna do it, because that's just the type of guy I am. That's what a locker room ringer does.
8 team tournaments are fun because you can end up playing teams in the championship that you haven't played. Yeah. I know that happens with 6 too.
Yeah, sometimes.
But it's even more likely with 8 that it ends up where you have 2 powerhouses that never play each other, and then they battle it out.
You always would, right? Because it's 2 pools, right? So the 1 and 1 plays each other, 2 and 2 plays 3 and 3, and 4 and 4.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It is great. I mean,
like the downside of a 4 team, and I love 4 team tournaments too, but the next day you come in and you play the 2 of the same teams that you already played, and you're like, I kind of already know how this is going to go. Now, it doesn't always, and that's fun, right? When it doesn't go the way that you thought it was going to go, at least for the team that wins. But I like the idea of, like, hey, when we get to this championship, whatever championship it is, we're going to be playing somebody we haven't played yet.
I like the 6 teamers because it spreads it out, and also for that reason as well, is like 4 teams are great, and that's where we got to start, and anything can happen on Saturday, because it is hard to get. The hardest part about DEXes is that there's no chemistry, and the team that gets chemistry first is usually the team that is going to win. But you can win all your games on Saturday because you found chemistry first, but then on Sunday, everyone might have chemistry then, and then it's different. And some people like that, but some people don't. And I like the 6 because of that. But I do. I mean, 8. The problem with 8 is it's a long day, really long for a guy working it, right?
For you, for sure.
And you got to get that many people too, right? Yeah. And listen, the hurdle is getting people to try it once. Once we get rolling, there's no problem doing 8s, right?
Listen, I talked up Philly in the locker rooms in DC because it's 2 hours away, right? Like a lot of the locals are like, what about Philly? And I said, listen, from what I've heard, I haven't got to go yet. I'm going to try to go this year, I said, but from what I heard, it's one of the best ones. So I think you might get a little influx of people from DC making the trek up to Philly.
Okay. Hey, you know, there was a lot of people last year from DC as well. And there's just like Columbus. I know people, they want us to do Pittsburgh, and I am working on it. You just got to spread it out because we have Philly, we have Columbus, and Pittsburgh is right in the middle of both of those. Like we have a pretty big contingent in and around, and also because it's so close to everything too. Like it's all those big cities on the eastern seaboard are right there. And so, yeah, I mean, I think we could do 8 teams just like we could in Columbus. You just got to figure out when it works. And it's also nice if you have 2 rinks to do 8, because then you can play some games at the same time to kind of lessen that longness of the day. And the outdoor one is just 1.
Yeah. So it's literally going to,
you're going to have like 4, some teams are going to have 4 hours
7,
off, but
8:15, 9:30, 10:45, noon, 1:15, 2:30, 3:45, 5 o'clock. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 6-team tournament, right? And so then you got to add 3 more: 6:15, 7:30, and 8:45. So you can either start at 7 or you can end at 11, right?
If
it's
you
one,
really want, if you
teams.
really want to fuck somebody up, make one team have a schedule that starts at 7
and
ends.
That would be but it'd be the slowest team, right? But because then you got, because that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So and so then basically what you got to do is then you got to do it all again the next day at 7, 8, 9:30. And then you're done at 4:45, right? So that's 2 really long days if you don't have double ice, right? So I'll chat and see if we can even get the ice for that length of time. I don't remember because I wasn't there, so I don't remember if there was anything before or after us last year. But I'll for sure ask.
Yeah,
I'll for sure. You were there last year. You were there last. You weren't.
No, I signed up the first year that got canceled.
Yeah.
And then last year I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
So this year I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay. Cool. All right, my guy. Well, hey, good episode. We'll be back. Maybe you were going to go to Charleston, but now you can't because you got some other commitments. I can't remember. I don't know who's going to be there that I can do predictions with, but don't worry. I'll make your predictions for you, bud.
No. You just give me a call on Saturday morning. I'll be available.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, hey, I'll be right on it, bud. I'll be right on it. So, yeah, because I do have a long day until I play hockey, so we could actually do it Saturday morning, right? Yeah. But it's more fun when you're a little bit intoxicated. So, but other than that, anything else to say? Tell them where they can find us before we leave.
Yeah, all social medias, the BLPA. Find Nick at Nicker Jones on Twitter, the Nicker Jones on Instagram, and me at Beer League Jason only on Twitter. So I'm free. Come find me.
We got some tweets coming. You can also find me at Be Real, Nicker Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry. Be Real.
Be Real, Nicker Jones.
And soon, Beer League Jason's also going to be on Be Real.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make that commitment.
Oh, I like that. I really like that. But other than that, guys, hey, thank you for joining us. We love you. Thanks for coming to tournaments. Hey, these tournaments have been rad. We're starting to get rid of all the negativity and bullshit that was creeping in. We're fucking killing it, and we're loving it, and everyone's having a blast, and that's what we're all about. Come. They're fucking electric. Be good or be good at it.